Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at, well, a really massive shift happening right now in retail marketing.
hmm
We're talking about how artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing how retailers connect with social media influencers.
Yeah.
For years, this was, kind of based on educated guesses, maybe some manual spreadsheet work.
A lot of spread feeds.
Right.
Right.
Now, AI is injecting data science into, well, pretty much every decision.
That's absolutely right. And when you look at the source material we've been digging into, it's not just talking about small improvements.
Right.
It really feels like a total system replacement is underway. AI is letting retailers optimize these really crucial partnerships with much more confidence.
Confidence in getting better results.
Yeah, higher measurable returns, and importantly, with robust security kind of baked in from the start. It genuinely feels like a new standard for the industry.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our mission for this deep dive is to really get under the hood, understand the mechanics. How is AI taking the guesswork out of picking influencers?
Mm-hmm.
And how is it making the return on investment, the ROI, something you can actually quantify before a campaign even starts?
Right, nailing down that ROI up front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to pull out the crucial bits about the tech, the security involved, and maybe most importantly, what this speed and accuracy means strategically.
Okay.
So let's start with the technical core. To get this kind of hyper-optimization, these AI systems need just massive amounts of data.
Huge amounts.
Where's all that intelligence coming from? And, what's the underlying tech that lets the AI make these connections that seem almost psychic?
Well, the foundation is maybe the obvious part. These enormous data sets pulled directly from platforms like Instagram, TikTok,
The big ones.
the big ones, giving it this constant real-time feed of actual audience behavior. But the real breakthrough, the intelligence layer, that's based on something called graph neural networks, GNNs.
GNNs, okay. That sounds pretty high-tech. Can you maybe break that down a bit, make it relatable?
Absolutely. Think of a GNN as the ultimate map maker for relationships online. Okay. The old way just looked at two separate things. Brand A over here, influencer B over there.
Right, in isolation.
Exactly. A GNN, though, it analyzes the super complex, multi-layered social web between them and their whole audience. It doesn't just glance at follower count.
Which can be misleading.
Totally misleading. It maps shared audience demographics, very specific interests, unique engagement patterns. It's all about ensuring that the influencer's actual audience isn't just big, but is really, truly aligned psychographically and demographically with the brand's specific target customer.
That immediately tackles that whole vanity metrics problem, doesn't it?
Right.
The influencer with 10 million followers, but maybe none of them actually buy your stuff.
Precisely. It cuts through that noise.
Okay, so once the GNN finds that, perfect audience match,
Yeah.
how does the AI shift from just confirming the fit to actually predicting, success, how well it will do?
Yeah, that's the next really critical step. And it's handled by what are called predictive scoring models.
Predictive scoring.
Oh. These models basically take all those detailed insights from the GNN and use them to generate a hard number, an estimated ROI for the campaign. It really shifts selection away from being sort of an art.
More gut feeling.
Yeah, gut feeling, towards a calculated investment science.
But, a prediction is only ever as good as the data it's based on.
True.
What are the key inputs these models are actually looking at to make that projected ROI number something a brand can, trust?
They go deep. It's not just about looking at past campaign performance, though that's in there.
Okay.
The models are meticulously checking follower authenticity, sniffing out bot activity or weird engagement patterns.
Right. Fake followers.
Exactly. And looking at really granular engagement rates across different types of content, video versus static images, things like that. By pulling all these complex factors together, the retailer gets an estimated ROI that's, well, much more financially reliable.
Okay. That level of intense data crunching, mapping audiences, tracking performance history, it does raise a pretty big red flag about security, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
If we're sharing all this sensitive retailer strategy data, influencer performance data, how is that information kept safe? This isn't just a tech issue. It's a massive PR risk for a brand.
Oh, definitely. And the sources we looked at really emphasize that handling that risk is, non-negotiable.
Yeah.
The main protection mechanism relies heavily on secure OAuth integrations.
Oh.
Yeah. And this isn't just, a basic password. It's a compliance standard that ensures only authorized access and only to the specific social media API data points that are needed.
So, okay, if I'm a marketing manager listening to this,
hmm
what does secure oath actually mean for my team day to day? Why should I care about this specific mechanism?
Well, because it ensures data independence and control for you. It acts as the essential safeguard, minimizing risks of unauthorized access or, worse, data leakage.
Mm.
It lets brands manage campaigns with a really crucial strategic benefit. You can onboard partners quickly
Right.
without ever risking control over your own internal data or your partner's sensitive performance history. It's basically the guarantee that your intelligence stays your intelligence.
Got it. It's the peace of mind factor.
That's a good way to put it. Peace of mind.
Okay, so we've got the advanced intelligence, the GNNs, the predictive scoring, and we've got the essential security framework with OIth. Now, let's talk numbers. The bottom
The
line.
payoff. Yeah.
What does all this tech actually mean for results? Let's look at the measurable benefits, because that's really what's driving adoption, right?
Absolutely. And the measurable returns are, frankly, staggering when you look at the data. Let's start with just the quality of the match itself.
Right.
The GNN-driven matching system achieves up to get this 40% better audience alignment compared to the old way, the traditional manual selection.
40%. Wow. That implies the manual system was missing the target audience almost half the time.
Pretty much. Or at least not hitting it nearly as precisely.
What was the old process relying on so much that AI can beat it by that kind of margin?
Well, like we touched on, the old system leaned really heavily on those surface-level vanity metrics.
Follower counts?
Follower counts, maybe some intuition, anecdotal evidence. Oh, this person seems popular.
Right, a vibe.
Yeah, a vibe check, basically. You were often buying this perceived reach that just didn't translate into actual buying intent for your specific product.
Makes sense.
So by cutting out a lot of that wasted reach, these predictive scoring models boost the overall campaign returns, the actual ROI, by up to 25%.
25% ROI boost. That's not just tweaking things. That's a massive impact on a marketing budget.
It's huge leverage, yeah.
Yeah.
Not marginal at all.
And then beyond the sheer financial return, there's the efficiency angle.
Mm-hmm. Speed.
The sources indicate this automation just drastically cuts down the time it takes to find and secure an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about shrinking the process from potentially weeks.
Which was pretty typical, right?
Yeah.
Back and forth negotiation, vetting, reviewing contracts.
Exactly. Shrinking that down to just days.
That time reduction might actually be the most strategic benefit of all. It gives brands incredible agility.
How so?
Well, think about it. In the past, by the time a brand finally vetted and signed an influencer, the trend, the cultural moment they wanted to tap into, it might have already peaked or even passed.
Yeah, the window closes fast.
Really fast. Cutting that process down to days means brands can react super quickly, almost opportunistically, to what's happening right now in culture. Maximizing relevance, maximizing timing.
Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really sounds like this AI-driven approach is becoming, well, standard practice across retail.
It's heading there very quickly.
What's the actual industry adoption rate looking like right now? Are most retailers jumping on board?
Yeah, it's rapidly becoming the norm. There was a recent 2025 survey mentioned in the sources. It showed that 60% of retailers are already adopting these kinds of AI-driven matching platforms.
60% already. Wow.
That kind of rapid uptake really confirms these tools aren't just like optional nice-to-haves anymore. They're actively reshaping the competitive landscape.
Meaning if you're not using them?
You're basically competing with one hand tied behind your back. You're at a significant disadvantage in terms of efficiency and effectiveness.
So the broader impact here seems twofold. On one hand, you get better campaign results, higher engagement.
Definitely.
But on the other hand, it's also about massively reducing the manual kind of tedious work for the brand's internal marketing team. The AI is just streamlining that whole pipeline.
Exactly. The ability of AI to optimize these collaborations is really pushing the whole industry towards an era of verifiable, secure efficiency. And if we look ahead a bit,
Yeah, what's nice?
the future of this collaboration looks even more integrated, even smarter.
We've covered how it predicts ROI now, but what's on the immediate horizon? How will AI mature further in this space?
Well, the next big evolution seems to be moving beyond just static prediction into a more dynamic, real-time environment.
Real time, what does that mean practically?
The advancements are pointing towards things like real-time matching adjustments and dynamic ROI tracking during the campaign.
So not just waiting until the end to see how it did.
Exactly. Imagine brands and influencers being able to see performance data live, streaming in,
Yeah.
and making agile decisions, maybe tweaking the content or strategy mid-campaign based on that live data.
Okay, that's a big shift towards a fully responsive system.
Yeah, a much smarter, more adaptive ecosystem for everyone involved.
This has been a really revealing deep dive. The core message seems crystal clear. AI isn't just tweaking influencer marketing, it's fundamentally revolutionizing how retailers connect with creators.
Absolutely.
It's centering the entire process, the investment, on things you can actually measure.
Mm,
Quantifiable ROI, verified audience precision, and crucially, robust data security.
couldn't have said it better. And while that massive shift, getting up to 40% better alignment, reacting in days instead of weeks, while that's clearly a huge win for the major retailers using these platforms,
Mhm.
it does raise an interesting question, maybe something for you, the listener, to think about.
Go on.
Given that this tech is consolidating influencer selection onto these centralized AI-driven platforms that really prioritize measurable data, what new strategies or maybe what new challenges will pop up for the smaller, more niche content creators, the ones who operate kind of outside these big systems, maybe relying more on that direct human connection and authenticity?
Yeah. How do they fit into this increasingly data-driven world?
Exactly. Something for you to mull over, maybe explore on your own.